All right, family, we are going over my hat collection. I get a lot of comments over on my big channel on my hat collection. I got about, I don't know, let's just say 30 hats right here. And I've given a lot away and I've sold a lot. So let's get into it. Let's get into the hat collection. Some are just, bought, but a lot of them are from thrift shops, right? I got a little rule that if I buy them from a thrift shop, they got to be brand new, right? They can't be all faded and nasty. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. First up, what do we got? My little El Paso Chihuahuas hat, right? I moved out here. It'll be 3 years in June from Phoenix. So, got to support the hometown teams. They don't really got no big teams, but always have a Cardinal hat, y'all. We're going to go through these ones quick because there's nothing special, these hats. They're just bought them from the store, and that's that. Little Cardinal hat. This is going to mess up on the green screen, but it's my Diamondback hat. I always wanted a dope old school Diamondback hat, so I had to get that out here. I found it out here, surprisingly. What else do we got? Let's get rid of all the... We got a Phoenix, Arizona Coyotes hat. Now they're moved now. They're in Utah now, but this is a dope one. It's got the little emblem and the Arizona state back there. I love this hat, y'all. Nice little... And I got this at a thrift shop. Goodwill, where I used to live in Arizona, they always had hats, y'all. Always had hats. And they were always like $2.50. Now this one, special hat to me. I was gonna move to Payson, Arizona, before I moved out here to where I'm at now, right in Texas. And I was gonna move into a little like trailer park community, right? A little trailer. It was gonna be like $600 a month for rent, whatever. That's where I was gonna move. And when I was over there talking to the lady, I noticed these hats they had back there. And anybody that knows me, I ain't afraid to ask. I was like, hey, let me get a hat. You know what I mean? And she gave me a hat. So I got this Best of the Rim Payson Roundup. What else do we got? This was a gift from somebody I used to talk to. A little Chula seafood hat, right? We're gonna run out of space over here. I'm gonna have to start throwing them on the floor. This was a hat I bought out here at Walmart on clearance for $5. A little Texas Longhorn when I first moved out here, right? You guys see that in my videos every once in a while. We're just gonna throw them on the floor. What else we got? A little Lowe's hat I bought during 4th of July. It's got the grill, American flag, little grill utensils, and I do a lot of grilling, anybody that knows. Now, these ones are the same but different colors, right? I got these at a thrift shop. I guess it's my brother-in-law. I gave him one of these because I bought like 3 of them because they had a bunch of these and they were only like $3 each. So I bought like 5 each. And I gave him one of these, right? Because he likes blue. So I gave him one of these. And I guess he loved it so much that he found the guy that like bought. Because I told him, he's like, give me some more. And I was like, bro, I went. They're all gone, right? I don't know. Somebody bought them all, right? And guess what? The dude that bought them all was selling them on eBay. So he found the guy on eBay and went and, found him and bought the rest of his hats that were these. And I guess this is some golf company, Advent. I liked it because they had the mountains and the trees and stuff. I thought it was like an adventure hat. But yeah, these 2 hats I got at a thrift shop out in Sun City, Arizona, right? What do we got here? Another thrift shop find, a little Phoenix Rising, a little soccer league. That they got out in Phoenix and all over the country. I got one out here, the El Paso Locomotives. So I'm gonna have to get one of those hats too. But yeah, I got this at a thrift shop. Never was really into soccer, but said Phoenix on it and it looked brand new and it was $2. So I bought it. Little Sedona hat, right? Love Sedona. Anybody that knows, I was always out there in Sedona. And my Beagle got to the top and ripped off that button, y'all. But I still rock it. I still rock my Sedona hat. This is a little fishing hat Mama Bear got me. I forgot what she got. Maybe Father's Day she got me this hat. I think she got me it for Father's Day. A little fishing American flag hat. Thank you, Mama Bear. A little Smokey the Bear. A little Smokey the Bear. That's a little inside thing with me and her. Like when we first went to Ruidoso, which is a little town north of here. We did the whole Smokey the Bear. I guess Smokey the Bear was from Capitan, New Mexico. I didn't know that, but that's where they originally found Smokey the Bear. So it's a big Smokey the Bear environment out there, right? It's everywhere. So we always say that's our little thing, is our little inside. We both got matching shirts, and I bought this hat out there. Actually, she bought me that hat. Thermal Fluids. My dad, he used to work for this company, retired. He gave me a couple of these hats. I got a red one, I got a black one, and I got another black and gray one, trucker cap of Thermal Fluids. So I won't show you guys those ones. LabCorp. I used to work for LabCorp, so I still got all my LabCorp hats. I got a navy blue one somewhere. It's all sweaty. I used to do yard work in it, but got my LabCorp hats, y'all. I like to support where I used to work. I even got the polo I used to wear out there. I made sure I took one when I was on my way out. My ASU hat I love, right? Got this at a thrift shop. Dope ASU hat. I need to get a new ASU hat. I love the colors. I love ASU's colors, the gold and maroon. It's a good combo. So this is one of my favorite hats right here. This ASU hat I got at a thrift shop. Also got this one at a thrift shop, which is like ASU colors too, but it's Diamondbacks. I've never seen this color scheme from Diamondbacks, but I got this at a thrift shop too. I highly recommend you guys get your hats, at thrift shops. Yeah, I buy Lysol, I spray them down and whatnot, but they have a lot of hats at thrift shops, y'all. Especially if your thrift shops are good. Out here where I'm at right now, the thrift shops, honestly, they're not good. So I've only bought one hat out here, which we're gonna get into pretty soon. But out in Arizona, man, they used to have a lot of hats. Here's one of my favorite hats too. My dad 2025 that my girl got me when we found out she was pregnant. She got me a little hat that says Dad 2025. So when we go out to eat and whatnot, and it's a windy day or something, I don't want to do my hair, I make sure I wear my Dad 2025. Another Cardinal hat, right? This is I think I got this for Christmas. I think my parents got me this for Christmas, I believe. And then Mama Bear got me the camouflage one. This is camouflage, but it's like gray camouflage. I think I got this one for Christmas. This is the hat I got out here at the thrift shop. But old school, I always get comments on Microsoft because we all know about Bill Gates and all that. But I love vintage hats. I love vintage hats. So this was a Microsoft old school. It's old school when the brim is green, right? It's old school. So this is an old Microsoft, probably worth, I bet I can get like 30-40 bucks for this hat right here. And I think I paid $2 for that too. We'll save that hat for last. Sonora Quest, one of my favorite jobs I've ever. This is where, when I worked at this job, y'all, Sonora Quest, which is the same as LabCorp, it's just Quest Diagnostics, but in Arizona, that's called Sonora Quest. This job right here, y'all, this job changed my life, y'all. This got me out of my shell. I met a bunch of people. I really came out of my shell at this job, and I grew a lot at this job. Loved the job. Wasn't paying good. That's why I went to LabCorp, but I'll always remember this job, Sonora Quest, y'all. One of my favorite jobs. Anybody that was like me and couldn't hold a job, a lot of anxiety at jobs, being around the same people, it starts getting to you. I highly recommend you guys try to find a courier job. Right? Courier job like Sonora Quest, you're a courier. You go to the lab. Same with LabCorp, courier. They're always hiring, y'all. They're always hiring. You go to the lab, you get your van, and you're out. You go to the doctor's offices, you're in and out, right? You get your specimens and you're out, right? So I highly recommend this job for anybody struggling and just wants to find a job that they can hold. Highly recommend courier work, y'all. I'll always be thankful for that courier work. Another Cardinal hat. My dad gave me this one, right? I got a lot of Cardinal hats. I'm a Cardinal fan. Another red thermal fluids hat. A black thermal fluids hat. My dad has a lot. He took a lot and he gave me a lot. Another thermo. I got a lot of these hats and I don't want to wear them because, they're sentimental to me. So there's some, I wear a couple, but there's some that I'll never wear. I'll always keep them. Oil hat performance, motor oil hat. My dad gave me this one too. And then my last hat in my collection, this hat right here. Anybody that knows about these, let me know down below. Anybody know what this is from? This is from trail running. I used to do a lot of trail running, like this mountain up here. I used to have a pyramid up here, and somebody said, because this background was supposed to be for my my big channel, right? But I switched it up. But this was the original one, and over here I had a pyramid, and over here on this channel we don't really dwell with the conspiracies. We get into debt, things like this, and student loan debt, car payments and stuff like that. So I told my guy that makes my backgrounds and stuff, I said, hey, can you put this picture, this up here is the mountain I used to run out in Arizona. I grew up on that mountain right there, so it's got a lot of sentimental value to me. So that's why I had him put that, up there. I'll always have my mountain right there, even though I don't got it out here. But a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went in on that mountain right there, y'all. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm getting emotional just looking at it. But this right here, this hat, I used to do trail runs, right? They used to have, in the summertime, they're called Insomniac trail running series, right? So they're at all the regional parks. They're at Estrella, they're at White Tanks, they're at Santan, they're at McDowell. They're in Mesa. They have trail runs every once a month. They do bike and trail runs, but they're at night. So that's why they're called the Sinister Trail Runs. You got to have a headlamp on, and it's dope, y'all. I want to get back into it. I need to get my butt back in shape, but I want to get back out there. And I would love for my boys to one day, we go out there and maybe do the mountain bike and then the next day do the running one. But really fun. It's hot out there. You're all alone in the pitch dark in the mountains with the headlamp on. It's just a fun time, y'all. But that's where this hat came from. I think this one was like a 15K I did out there on the mountain. I got this. I've got this. I got a shirt because I've done these multiple times. I got like an arm sleeve, and I got like a glass, like a drinking glass, right? So yeah, they give you your medals and all that. So yeah, that's my hat collection, y'all. And like I said, I've given so much hats away. I've sold countless hats. Hats is a big business out there. A lot of these vintage, like this Microsoft hat, guarantee I could sell that for 40, 50 bucks quick, because, those are hats you can't get no more. So, the hat business is a good business, especially if you're out there at a good thrift shop where they get good hats. Like where I used to be in Goodyear out there, their thrift shops out there are amazing. So yeah, that's my hat collection, y'all. I showed you guys all my hats. I'm sure I'll be getting a lot more throughout the time. So I'll be sure to update this maybe once a year, do an update video. There you go, y'all. There's my hats. I'm out of here though. Segovia signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.